Hello, YouTube! Just like my other video. Hey, so xKenDaKillax here again, and this is gonna be my part 2 to Who Else Wants Star Wars Battlefront 3 / Who Else Wants Star Wars Oh my. Who Else Wants Star Wars Battlefront 3 Wishlist. Okay, continuing on, hope you saw the first part video, because this might not make too much sense. Alright, maps and planets. More locations from the planet. If the planet was Naboo, you have Theed, the grassy plains and swamps, and the Gungan City as locations on the planet. So battles should have more locations merged for larger battles. Maybe a slight chance to the command posts instead of a lit area. Why not more of a landing zone / base / outpost that can be took over? Yet keep a main base that can't be took over for the factions but destroyed, though even in ruins the factions can still spawn and land units. Also, locations that have multiple levels as shown in the movies should have the feel. I can never say Utapau or Utepo or whatever. Utapau should have many levels within the sinkhole, so the core ship would also have levels to it, with an array on turrets protecting it. In Utapau's case, it would make air combat more like the movie. Alright, here's a big part, because Star Wars Battlefront, the main reason we played it was for the multiplayer, the online, because, even though Battlefront's always had interesting campaigns, like I said, I think Elite Squadron was kind of the best campaign. Like, Battlefront 1 was literally cutscenes from the movie and battles, exactly like multiplayer. Except for, like, the first two, where you can play as a normal, droid. Battlefront 2 was kind of like a Rise of the Empire campaign, and I really liked that, considering the 501st were basically the only clones that were still like genuine genetic clones throughout the Empire, you know? So I really liked that idea and the concept, but it was kind of, sometimes I found the missions just kind of weird, and I liked the campaign, just I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was the best, but it was okay. Another thing is Renegade Squadron. I heard that that's a really short campaign. And then yeah. Elite Squadron is the best campaign, if you ask me. That is all. Okay. But like I said, suggestions for Battlefront 3 multiplayer. Larger number of players on multiplayer games, an increase to the previous 16 players. Again, they make the PS3 game MAG or MAG or MOG was able to have 256 players in one match. This kind of number for planet-wide battles along with bots will improve battles. So that means, like, that would be 256, that's like 128. That would be, like, probably 150 players on each team if you're gonna add bots to the battle. A decent ranking system. Players start with the basic trooper as they rank up to unlock other units, items, character customization, and privileges. For example, as soon as you start multiplayer, you can't just pilot a Star Destroyer until you get to a certain rank. I think that'd be kind of weird. I mean, it's not like they just let the new recruits just, hey, get in the Star Destroyer and control it, you can just fly it. You know, that's kind of realistic, Star Wars-wise. Like, Star Wars is realistic. Again, a commando class for each faction would be in multiplayer as well. Players of a certain rank who may be given the chance to play as a commando unit, along with 3 others. These players should be given a different set of orders from a range of sabotage, assassinations, etc. These players are to be put behind enemy lines, only for the best of the best. If the squad is defeated, another 4 will be chosen to continue the order. If a player in command of a capital ship, that player will have... if the player is in command of the capital ship, that player will have the ability abilities menu for the ship to improve it in weapons, hyperdrive, shields, maneuverability, repair, similar to battle stations midway. So next to each system, there could be 5 space that equal 5%. 5 space that equal 5%, each to a full system, would be improved by 25%. These abilities could be very useful in capital ships versus capital ships battles. Yeah, I would really like to be able to control a ship instead of going inside a little space ship and being like, hey, there's 4 rooms, I can control turrets. Nobody ever did that. Just saying. That's exactly how Battlefront Online was. Command posts should be improved from landing zones, bases, outposts, and unique planet locations. Not only should there be online multiplayer, but also a split screen for more players via one console, depending on multiplayer or single player. Let's see here. Land to space combat for an all-in-one battle. Though to stop players from piloting capital ships over enemy territory and bombarding them with little or no resistance, instead make player work for it. Bases and major locations are protected by a shield generator that stops bombardment. You then have to take out the shield generator to do bombardments. And that's a lot like Battlefront 2 space battles, you know, having the shield generator up all the time. Oh, we're coming up. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Never mind. I'm just not even going to open my mouth. Scrolling. Bombardments. Okay. Landing zones and bases shall be home to the vehicles of your armies, similar to battlefields. For more vehicles, for more firepower, would have to be transported from fleet to planet. To make battles feel more authentic from a Star Wars point of view. For creative players, a possible Forge mode like in Halo series, their players can create maps and other players can use them. Sorry, I feel really dumb now. Then a player reaches certain ranks. They may have the chance to play as hero for their faction. The higher the rank, the better the hero. So minor and major heroes. And that's another thing. I hated how they had like those weak heroes and then they had the good heroes. It's like, oh, who wants to play as Princess Leia? Oh, the other team gets Darth Vader. So much better. Princess Leia is so much better. No, just no. No. Some planets with species that are allied to the faction not only fight alongside them, but players should have the chance to play as the allied species. For example, on Kashyyyk, the player is playing as the Republic or Rebellion. They can switch between the main faction and the minor faction, plus the chance to use the species technology. Now, a lot of this stuff is kind of all, like, circulating around, but it's only because, like, there's so many ways you can do this, and there's so many ways you can screw it up. So, this guy who made this Wishlist knows what Star Wars Battlefront fans want. As you rank up, you gain more perks, like the ability to give orders to bots, more communication, more control as you rank up, more from a simple trooper to high general or fighter pilot to fleet commander. To add some sort of realism to have destructive environments like Battlefield. This would make battles more intense as cities could be reduced to rubble by the end of a battle, forests destroyed, areas reduced by molten slag by bombardment. Also, ships in space should also be destructible environments, as it would make space combat more chaotic as your ship falls apart from enemy fire. Okay. Here's another big thing. This is kind of ideas for multiplayer modes. And here we go. Death Trooper mode. Players face off hordes of undead like from COD, but in a Star Destroyer which is with a destructible environment, but have it with 2 modes, survival and escape. Survival lasts as many rounds as possible. Escape. Take on hordes of undead as you try to repair and escape the Star Destroyer, but if you don't kill off all the undead in the transport, you will die in a cutscene as one escaped with you. Oh, that'd be so awful. VIP. Players must protect another player who the VIP who would be a hero depending on difficulty, either a minor hero or major hero. For example, in minor, as the Republic, you need to defend Commander Cody. I can see it. Dark Trooper mode. Like the COD Juggernaut, a killer will be selected to play as a Dark Trooper while the other players have to take him out. Whoever kills the Juggernaut will become the new Juggernaut, or Dark Trooper in this case. Order 66. Similar to Dark Trooper mode, but instead of a Dark Trooper, it's a Jedi. Game starts with players as Imperials, and one of them is chosen to be the Jedi. The Jedi will have full use of Force powers such as pull, push, and saber throw. Conquest mode. The mode should have different sizes, like land, space, planet system, and the biggest to be galactic. That is, if by the time console can take it. Okay. So, Conquest mode, basically the same thing it's always been. Except you can go from land and space and planet. Yeah. Yes, sir. Bring back hero versus villain mode, hunt mode, and capture the flag mode from the previous Battlefronts. That's such a minor thing that I really like it. A forge mode, similar to the Halo series that allow players to be creative and create their own maps, have something like what Halo does so people can download the maps, like a file share. Search and destroy. Players must take out an enemy target. These targets can range in size depending on difficulty. Commando mode. Commandos from two factions battle each other. This could be interesting and something for Republic Commando fans. That'd be pretty interesting, just commandos fighting. Okay. All v all, so basically all versus all. Players can battle each other regardless of main faction or minor faction. Bounty mode. This time you're not with a faction, you're a bounty hunter. You gain more experience for killing an objective target player / higher ranking players. Full customization for your hunter. Do well and play as a famous bounty hunter, sort of a hero like Boba Fett or Cad Bane, etc. Okay, the main thing, I'm gonna make a part 3 because I'm just gonna talk for a little bit here. The main thing that I'm really liking about this whole list is that it basically complies for all Star Wars Battlefront fans. Like, the people who got into Battlefront through the Clone Wars TV show, the people who got into it through the movies. It doesn't matter if you're an original trilogy fan or a prequel trilogy, or if you like both, or if you hate both. They're trying to turn this into Call of Duty / Halo and Battlefield. But they're kind of trying to keep it the same at the same time. So I'm really starting to really like this list. But I'm just gonna stop here for part 2, and I'm gonna let you guys check out the links below. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hold on for part 3.